Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The freedom of the press in India comes with the constitutionally mandated reasonable restrictions. In my view, it is a reasonable restriction not to give a terrorist a platform. I don't know what the editorial policy of the Hindu or the Frontline is, but I have problems with whatever they are doing. I don't understand why they would interview terrorists. The freedom of the press does not mean unbridled platform and unquestioned space to the ideals, ideology and outlook of jihadi terrorists. This is, in my view, neither reasonable nor responsible. The job of the Indian media is not to be manufacturers of woke propaganda that attempts to repackage the Hamas terrorism as a freedom movement. In my opinion, the Hindu's offshoot, Frontline, I'm told it's a magazine of some kind, should not have given space to a Hamas terrorist. Now, regardless of the fact that many people may not have read the interview, because as we all know, not many people read magazines anyway. I don't remember the last time I read one. But the fact of the matter is it ethical to interview terrorists? It is not a counterpoint of view within a democratic tolerance debate. It is the proliferation of a jihadi Islamist ideology, and to give that terrorist a space is unacceptable, and that is my opinion. That is my editorial outlook. The Hindu, the Lutyens Brigade, the Liar Wires can have their opinion, of course. Of course, they are free to have their opinion. But ladies and gentlemen, the irony of it all is that this interview published in this magazine called The Frontline, which I am told is an offshoot of the Hindu newspaper, is one in which the interviewer himself is none other than Iftikhar Gilani, who is the same character who called Erdogan's victory a victory for nationalism. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be very clear about a few facts here. Editorial freedom is all right, but why would one at this point of time give a platform to the Hamas and let it be seen to be a case of clashing editorial opinions? But I have my opinion, and I think the Hindu should present their side of the story as well. My view, and I hope people like Enram understand the seriousness of my question, is that even if the Chinese give you a lot of money directly or indirectly, you must never publish a sponsored piece by the Chinese government or the Chinese Communist Party, a sponsored piece by the government, because they are killing your soldiers, they are attacking your soldiers, they are threatening your country's sovereignty. You cannot have published pieces from the Chinese. I'm sorry, I'm not so liberal about it. That it's okay, it doesn't matter, this is journalism, this is neutrality. We'll take money from anyone, we'll publish anyone's opinion. It may be China today, Pakistan tomorrow. We are journalists, we can get away with everything. I don't believe in that. Similarly, viewers, I believe that you cannot be interviewing people from the Islamic State, the Al-Qaeda and Hamas, publishing it and saying, we are journalists, it's all right, we'll give our opinion, give everybody his opinion. It's all about freedom of expression. It's not. This is the guise of fake neutrality to try and get away from the more serious and rightly contentious issues of what are the do's and don'ts for journalism. I believe it's not acceptable that you can publish anything on the basis of information given by anyone to do with the government of China, or for that matter, start interviewing terrorists and then rationalize it, saying it may be your terrorist for you, it's a freedom fighter for me. By that same logic, would the Hindu or any group associated with the Hindu tomorrow interview Hafiz Saeed as well? Is that also going to be acceptable journalism? I believe, therefore, since I'm putting the hashtag tonight, no interviews with terrorists, the time has come in this country for the right-thinking people in this country to become more vocal about issues like this. It cannot be a subset of people who consider themselves woke, who get away with everything and say that we are going to set the rules for so-called journalism in our country, which will include interviews with terrorists. No. And remember, viewers, this is a country where Hafiz Saeed has praised one particular journalist who's also been made famous for her association allegedly with Neera Radia. Now that's one question. Why would Hafiz Saeed praise an Indian journalist? Why would that Indian journalist weep or create a narrative in favor of Burhan Wani? Why would one group publish interviews with Hamas terrorists? Why would a section of the media lie that all Muslims in this country will lose their identity and their citizenship because of the CAA, all of which were later contradicted on the floor of Parliament by the very same people who pushed that narrative? Viewers, food for thought. Let there be a broader debate. What is right and what is wrong? These are the same people, viewers, however, who will not speak a word when a Hamas terrorist addresses a public rally, who will not criticize the sitting Chief Minister of Kerala for not making it clear that he will act against the people who gave a platform to a foreign terrorist to address a public rally in the country. The open compromise of law and order is something to be looked away from. What is the agenda here? What is the agenda here? And when we ask people, is there an agenda behind this? They say, no, these are ideology. In that case, I reject that ideology as well. This is not ideological. Ideology means when you believe in something. I believe in my country. And I believe that any journalist, to be a true journalist, must first be a nationalist. If you don't believe in your own country, then I don't know what your journalism will bring to the country, whose passports you carry. Ladies and gentlemen, no interviews with terrorists, my view. I'd love to hear the contrary opinion. Absolutely love to hear the contrary opinion. In fact, I challenge people like N. Ram for an open public debate with me. If he would like to, I would like to ask him as well, Mr. Ram, do you accept my challenge? Come for a debate with me on this, unedited, on this platform.